body line clothing, body line. Ewo tudu. Ena afe despite shop no nchen ho ewo kwantamanto. One madama na shimi jacket fefe ya me de somo ene enwumre. Ye twemra ni nkomo. Yamu akwaba afe yemungra nsebin mu na ne the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Bagbin. Friends and trefo ni omo din nkomo and retain number of issues. Ache say current happenings ko ewo men emra se bedwafie na ne obroboro nsebin bi so na yebenya nto wase ebibie nsebin bi mu but before then no yentie nsem speaker kan no kakra na emwa na emma yen direction as to nkomo ayedie instituting komodie no eyi papa yenhwe speaker nsem no di to dwane bi.
Ladies and gentlemen, recent acts of the judiciary and executive, and I see them as interference in the workings of Parliament, pose a direct challenge to the essence, jurisdiction, authority, powers, and functioning of the esteemed institution of Parliament, which is the repository of the sovereign will of the people of Ghana. It is increasingly becoming clear the judiciary and the executive are seemingly colluding to weaken Parliament. The decision of the Ghanaian voters in the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections is clear and loud to all discerning people. The decision is obviously a preference for a consensual and collaborative governance to a winner-take-all government. The majoritarian system of Parliament, where the minority have a say, but the majority have its way, was rejected by the voters. They rather opted for inclusivity, collaboration, consensus building, leaving nobody behind. The equal representation of the two major parties in Ghana, resulting in the composition of a hung parliament, to the voters is the better way forward.
Enti when in someone a Speaker of Parliament did two dra and amongst the most popular quotes, also my mission is to leave this parliament a stronger institution than I came to meet. I feel so no or try say or no believe in the supremacy of the law and the constitution, not the supremacy of the Supreme Court. And some be no boss so I'm sure say what be so on more as time goes on your boss. But me kwa amaso ne lawyer Koko Painter any enkomo private legal practitioner. Lawyer enre mo adwo mo akwaba.
Yeah.
Mejiri said ne unya kwanya tie Speaker of Parliament kakra.
To be honest, maintaining something now, to be very honest. And to baby our border na say one or call mushroom and ask the warrant to my kai. Na aka maybe some margin moto macho margin.
All right, enti my yen share and some no be bakum you be said they went in and they say better nkomo but for the speaker to say judiciary na muntu a wo mutu say no a form of interference, especially when say Parliament or the standing orders mra or Parliament on adwuma unless e be on beka se bia unconstitutional and also emasa or ye reference current happenings no emu nsam de kokowie LGBTQ+ bill no kra wo kire se ene asem no Supreme Court meanwhile bill enye law mpo no aka se court no enkonko kirem so hu bill na bill de eden na court no eba be input na say omumum na eba be kire se de enye mra na say obo nsam ni pi so ni nyina no board down to interference in a way minim how assess speaker nasem as against interference of the judiciary
no speaker nankasa what the kind we show what be ojina nara ndi ye and what took place was an attempt in my view for him to expatiate the opede or justify maybe a why ye on your platform or the church and them sorry and maybe or ye but more cunning na nature no it only reflects his view. Kwanya ohundama, and kwanya the mohundama no die and there may be I am essentially yet sit my yet team. It's no, and then no, and you matter. What he did was PR work to make him look good in the eyes of the public. Nothing has changed. Honor you there. No, some no kind, ninja chemino, and you matter. Or a chair government, a was second school to watch separation of powers, and account. But the truth of the matter is that whether he likes it, whether he doesn't like it, the Constitution has made the Supreme Court the final arbiter in all matters bordering on interpretation of the Constitution. And therefore, the attempt to push his views, will not help anybody. What is going on because of the kind of parliament we have now. And Sabi, I mean, with due respect to him, Mama Kama Kade has an agenda which is part of the agenda of the erstwhile minority in parliament. It's more than a PR work, public relations work. Nothing has changed.
Ochere Muse Ome ye constitutional crisis bia said ye nano to quote ye Chief Justice say we are in constitutional crisis no.
That ma make it we. Baby Otsono, baby Ahano, baby Otsono, it fulfills a certain agenda. Dolly no a boy nipebi a boy no former political party. And to know as far as is concerned, no. Oh, who the record? And to know, is it not shocking that when we have parliament which has not sat for how many months towards a election, now as the head of an arm of government, also who crisis be allowed. Why can you see the crisis?
All right.
When the government cannot pass financial bills, the government cannot do this, cannot do that. Now, as a speaker, will say there's no crisis. How can we force him to see a crisis?
All right, enti asema kwa kaya very powerful. Who as a lawyer be a bit my boy in church must say I believe in the supremacy of the constitution but not the judiciary. Sasem no kaya no oko further to say the matter to determine whether so be a majority and now say minority no enye legal matter na okoka say court na chirichirim.
The means what the Supreme Court has spoken. Now, what should the kind of answer mean? Is he a Supreme Court judge? Chair, I may give respect to him for Chair. Now, when somebody has to do interpretation. Because if after the Supreme Court came in honor as a speaker, Obejo honor Okada Orekano, near the speaker, lawyer Sabi, extra the laws in Adinara. So where we are, as far as the speaker is concerned, he doesn't see what anybody else sees. But whether he likes it or not, whatever his views are, it is what the Supreme Court will say that matters. And as far as our constitutional dispensation is concerned, I've heard all kinds of remarks. People have said all kinds of things. The Supreme Court is made up of human beings like you and I. One warrior constitution, Constituent Assembly, warrior constitution, they anticipated these issues. And now today, even if they did not anticipate it, the constitution that we have, the form that it is, the Supreme Court only. It is not what the speaker says. He can express his views. I have views as diversionary. I may not be as important as he is. And so do many people disagree with him. But his views, as he expresses now, reflect the current view of the NDC in Parliament. Is it by accident, or is it by coincidence, or what is it? And that is why the role and the place of the Supreme Court matters. Because this dispute would always be there. There would always be dispute. Why has he chosen to agree with one party there? Is it because it was his former party? Even if it were not so, don't people agree to disagree? And that is why we have a Supreme Court. And to that seminar, Canada, and your constitutional theory, oh, Bidi Baba Yejuma, don't know about charge the full be. We have a Supreme Court, whether you like it or not. They are made up of human beings. But even when they err, even when they act wrongfully, whatever they say will remain. You see, they are doing what they are doing, or the speaker is doing what he's doing, because I've heard a few things that were said. When you put whatever Johari dissolve a parliament, and if whatever, but the ruling that you read, what did he say? It's master.
All right.
What is going on? It is what they call politics as usual. One day it will be solved. One day, yes.
My young friends say I say even journalists they call be try say speaker be put to rest the issue of one a majority, one a minority as we speak, because per ruling or say any ruling po or no the findings out the two dran nipa bi a misconstrue no as ruling the findings out the two dran nipa bi a misconstrue no before kind no as ruling, but as to say no ye ruling and I ruling on the outcome and say no on city machine for mako 9 eno ntina enei sameka se kra no okọ machine fia Dom Kuma no right after speaker no press conference no mo so chance and for chom so mo de da so ye majority nti wochina no mo de majority sem eno mo ekọ akwakoye. It is a confusion as we speak. It's not being settled. Wochina e wo sa bedwafo na ko ye bisa speaker question no wantimi ankere wo se eno no nye ono na adwuma so obekere se we majority and say we minority enti eno no konkon ho. Say then any anymore confusion ibim.
No, you see, any demara may prophet. Now one as speaker, I speak as a lawyer, we can speculate, we can project. But as far as I'm concerned, Supreme Court at the last sitting, Speaker Nakasa, he was represented by a lawyer. And some of the Supreme Court there's no confusion what the Supreme Court said. Now today just shows me there on your crado there's some Supreme Court kind or say not no what the because that man ruling here also on your ruling also on your body. Now in channel on the original do or the dissolve of parliament. The Supreme Court ever ruled very clearly there. Ninja do all the year no on your quaint the damage no yano. Internal Royal Speaker and so Obu Supreme Court if you respect the Supreme Court the way he expects me and you to respect the Supreme Court until some cannot take because on an Osman lawyer in a court mother according in a corridor. Into sort to the minister none there about why and one day on the on your BBR under the mayor with due respect hypocrisy. That's the way I will put it.
Okay.
Because I'll say not say.
Okay.
No, pro the ejuma to die ejuma. Another boy na no wakasa there. And we know that no matter my drink. And so Supreme Court kwanya abakasa no. So me nwan ya adwene po a mata ase there. Dam ye ni na no. Man kan ye metwesan obi anko be do.
Mame na wase ohun na you better to us because issues in the door soon. Say the judiciary and the presidency are sinned against the constitution. You better prepare design. But may call parliament is here. Ohinam Ponsa or after speaker press conference. You know there is another press conference and on swap cover minority caucus NDC caucus. This is also me a majority per speaker. You know sworn there. Na wahene eti say no na omo achirem say omo da so aye majority dey na esi wochina ibenya majority for ni mienu sa na meboa
you na say wona kan say we majority for enti no chana me Adom parliament bi no omeka kwotena speaker nsanifa so said ya da bia ye no say majority for ho na motena no ho no omeka kwotena no madi omodwuma say majority members in fact okasa wo press conference na no or introduce no one say the majority whip na say one of the near wojina say NDC caucus of our parliament no omodo so a wono majority in parliament na asema ko a wo kan say what the war brought me sabi was so asundwe and na what the edeba na mom say MPP caucus a wono na de na asemu no wo ma be minority omo de nsem eni nioma bi ba e ma se be gafia say ni aba be djuma ne titini ne efi aban mu omo hwe se won mfa ni ma bi a ede ohaw ene oyeni anasa tete bebrega na fo na momo no wode de ba se ba be jiska kwese ba be jiska na wode hwe na se emboa oman no a enya ade a won NDC majority caucus no won over be dia tumunti no wode ne waka ne se asumje no wode ba nanso ma MPP for no wonye crowd no wonye ready se wonye ba no enso so won fa eye niema bi a emboa oman no emfa ba yes aso a won so wa ready enu na so kra ma mi busa ne se na opani nansen Supreme Court aka se nsemo a speaker kan ye anase because ndi o de buy ni there's a stay of execution on the subject and I mean mi busa no ka che me so ono de oni ruling bi a court bi a dia ba ne o de woni mu anase speaker apaimu aka se pen numbers no enyo no be declare say obi a minority anase be the majority numbers next year once wo jina ne speaker aka no so bia won numbers e wo soro enu nti e na won wo ka to mu say won eye majority for na say
minim se bia after sankomodie wanya the MPP caucus no mpanifo ni bi no amadi nkomo because the kind dey na say we are heading towards another confusion nyame adom a wo chena e parliament
yeah na say won awie no ame anu mu ma pese me ne MPP caucus leader yeru afanyama ken e be twe nkomo ye nsan kan me ye onipa krampo no na ene why initiate say record embraso me yeru Alexander Tetejona boa onu so ya pese ye frɛ no na ye ne di nkomo na yenso ye hwɛ omonsem but enya de a yetimi enyomo nanso ne betimi ahyɛbɔ anase ne betimi aka de sɛ na nkopon ya adom a ɔcha no pa yegyinamu na yeba no so na ye de yaso atuto fam sɛ ene ye ama NDC caucus aye press conference nso de enya onwa sɛ ɔcha hemachi anase ɔcha no pa MPP caucus nso ebeye wo press conference and pana bia asetena no amu ankasa asha.
All right, but speaker kasa the press conference na me say members of parliament ni bi o but as said me hu ye nyina ye NDC caucus na MPP fo ni bi o
na say speaker press conference na say enya de a MPP me hu MPP ma se be je bia wo honom.
All right,
won wa me hu won no NDC caucus nko you are to force in men nko for we no many omo kasa ye mo kire say ensema speaker kan de eno
ene kwanso ano no definitely sa na ebeko my na wase ohina mponsan nsem training wo memra hye bedwafie na ode amane boyi ebre efrem na say ampofoje wo china eye den a speaker ese parliament betena se ebeko akohwe